Zach Brown, Mika Hakkinen, it's so great to have you here at the reunion. This, for you, I'm hoping has become a fun annual tradition. I've seen you in beautiful cars that have won Le Mans. I have seen you in all manner of things, Formula One cars from McLaren's heritage. And now you get one that I'm imagining is blowing out your eardrums and making it feel like you're going into warp speed like Star Trek, Can-Am M8. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, the driving this Can-Am McLaren from the year 1970, it is like a bullet. It's such incredible acceleration and torque what the engine have. And of course, I drove the Formula One 10 years. Before that, many different other categories. But this today and yesterday, to have the experience to drive this car, it's mind-blowing. It has such a torque. So it doesn't matter which gear you're in, it just keeps accelerating faster and faster. And it's a really good fun. So it has a great traction, so that means you can really put your foot down. Exciting.
I mean, clearly, you can tell when a driver isn't too keen on the car they've been asked to drive. They do the lap or two and pull in. They're like really waving the checkered flag to get you to come in. It speaks to the enjoyment that you've been having.
I was very excited, but okay, the fact is it is an old car, so you have to respect it, and you have to recognize the safety,
of course,
things what the car, I mean, the reaching the speed, like here in Laguna Seca, I think the top speed what I did was 140, 150 miles per hour. So it is a quick speed for a car like that, and even in here in Laguna Seca, the main straight, it keeps going uphill a little bit, and then it drops down quite rapidly before the first corner. So. Mechanics did tell me that when you drive this car, you do need to lift the throttle top of that hill, otherwise you can fly in the air.
You'd be an astronaut if you're not careful.
I had a really big problem, I imagine the mechanics tell me to slow down. I'm a racing driver. I want to go flat out, I'm not paid to lift the throttle.
I love it. So Zach, this event and many like it has become, it's been a passion of yours for a long time. Beyond your own pro racing career back in the day when you and I were skinnier and stronger, but vintage racing and the cars that you love, the cars that you own, this has been just a big part of your, call it personal culture, that I'm so happy to see now has become imbued within the McLaren culture as well. Share some thoughts about that, because it's clear you want to come up with cool stuff for this insane person to drive each year, but it seems like that passion of yours is really filtering throughout what we see here.
Yeah, I've been a racing guy my entire life, and I love Formula One. I love sports cars. I love IndyCars. IMSA. All makes and mix. Been to a few drag races in my day. And, I think an event like this is a celebration of the history of the sport, whether that's world champion drivers or world champion cars, all different makes. And, it kind of keeps you young. It's a privilege to drive these cars, and then to be able to, bring out Mika and, share Mika with the fans. They love it when he shows up, and watch him drive these iconic cars, and then for me to have a chance to race, it's a great couple of weeks.
So looking in the garage, we have a Lancia from glorious Group C days. That's a new addition to this event for you.
Yep.
You've got your Audi, your Trans Am car, which I always hear, having watched it race originally. It's been a soundtrack in my head forever. I don't know if you heard me, because some guy might have revved a little bit, I heard, so we got to be a little soft on the engine there. All right, Zach. Obviously got your Porsche here. Share some thoughts, Zach, about having to choose, right? There's some pretty awesome things in the United Autosport arsenal. How do you come up with what you're going to bring? Is it purely what you want to play with? Is it something where, like, hey, maybe folks who love these cars haven't seen this one for a while? How do you do that?
Well, it's a little bit of all of the above. When I collect, I've got a couple kind of must-have criterias. First and foremost, the car must have won a race in period. So every one of my race cars is a race winner. My Formula One cars were all driven by world champions. So I've got a Mika Hakkinen and a MP416 that he won Silverstone in.
Heard about that guy.
And then ultimately what I was a fan of, growing up, the iconic cars, the Audi, the Lancia was on pole at Le Mans. I was a Bob Wallach and Alessandro Nannini fan. So it kind of brings out the maybe the childhood in me. And then, the 935 I bring out on a regular basis. The Lancia is new. The car we bring out for Mika each year, we bring out different cars. Maybe next year it'll be something even faster than an M8D. And so just like to have a variety, and then hopping in and out of them is not easy because they all drive so differently. But, you're just driving for enjoyment. So while I want to be as competitive as possible, I stay within my limits.
Mika, what has this event become for you in the context of not only do you get to do demonstration laps each day and whatever has been brought for you, but you're also spending time on the stage, communicating with fans and sharing great stories. From the outside, it looks like you're having a blast in the cockpit and out. What does this reunion event come to mean for you?
Yeah, I mean, to the fans in US, they are fantastic. It's no doubt about it. They are really interested. They're really excited, that's really important part of in any sport, and also here in Laguna Seca, and seeing the fans, they are really great and really excited. And they want to know about the car, the technical side, and they're really listening. So that's what I like. It's really motivating.
Zach, this has also become a weekend for you that when you place this on your calendar, I always have this mental image of you saying, there's a brick wall built around this, okay? Last year, if we were wanting to talk about what you do in your day job, for example, things at McLaren had not come back to exactly where you wanted in Formula One. Year to year, though, I'm guessing you're coming here a little bit lighter in terms of stress. Seems like the Formula One program is in a pretty happy place where even now during the summer break, you can come here and do this, and I hope not feel like you're leaving anything untended at home.
Yeah, this is a must-do event for me. Fortunately, most of the time it lines up with the shutdown in Formula One. I think last year it maybe didn't because it was a week later, so I had to miss Spa. But so it's one of those events that I love to go to. I get a lot of business done here. There's a lot of automotive customers here. I've got sponsors from our Formula One and future IndyCar team here. People that we're networking with. So I think what makes it so enjoyable is I am working unless I'm in the race car, and but it's a fun job I have. So never really thought about everyone in Europe takes August off, and this has now become Mika's summer break.
Looking at some of the other folks that attend this, Mika, I mean, Mark Webber is here. Not in a car, unfortunately, but Dario Franchitti makes this as often as he can, and we can work down the list of a lot of, whether it's Formula One race winners, world champions, Indy 500 winners. Do you get a chance to just mingle and share stories and get to know some of the folks like yourself who really are a big attraction point for the fans who come out?
Well, I'm the brand ambassador for McLaren, and they keep me busy. They keep me really busy, and so driving, of course, driving a little bit this 1970 McLaren. It's a great thing, but there's a lot of different events. I meet lots of different clients of the McLaren and the future, the current sponsors and future McLaren partners. It's really exciting, great bunch of people, and I meet a lot of fans, really great. But to be honest, I don't see too much the other drivers here. like Mark Webber example, simply because the program, what the McLaren has built for me, it's very intensive. It's busy, and I love it.
You mentioned the IndyCar team, Zach. So we've got the Pocono IndyCar race going on this weekend. I know you said this Aero McLaren SP combined effort that's debuting next season, some of your personnel are going to be in Pocono, just starting to get embedded with that team. Share with us this process and how hard you push now. Do you take it, I don't want to say easy, nothing's easy in racing, but curious how you start to bring these two houses together even before the 2020 season's here.
Yeah, I think it's more observing. You know, some of the people that'll be working on the IndyCar team, Gilles de Ferran, obviously needs no introduction to IndyCar racing. You know, our marketing and commercial teams, the way an IndyCar series works is different from Formula One, so they need to kind of come see that, understand what a paddock looks like in an IndyCar paddock versus a Formula One paddock. How's hospitality run? It's a different group of media, etc. So we're going to lower ourselves in gently, get to know everyone. We have started, but we need to let the race team kind of do its thing and finish out its season, and then in the off season we'll really start digging in. So I think right now we're just more in an observation capacity.
What do you think about this expansion, Mika? And I ask because of your long association with the company, with the brand. Long before you drove for them, there was McLaren in IndyCar. I was out of diapers, fortunately, but I was very young when that was happening. But knowing that you've seen it in Formula One, also some sports car racing, what do you think about it reestablishing its links with this very well-known American open wheel series?
It's definitely a right thing. Only what I can imagine, it's not just happening overnight and let's do it. It requires a lot of energy, a lot of work, a lot of planning, and of course the Zach's idea is to go there is to win, not to lose. So it requires a lot of work to make all this happen. But for me, it's absolutely correct and logical to do that, to go there, because the USA is of course a great big country, great market, and McLaren is a great brand, has a great history, being there before. So now Zach putting McLaren back to that situation that they go back to India, I think is a brilliant thing, and the US has a lot of McLaren fans. The automotive is a very successful brand here. The road car here in US and the Indy racing just going to activate the whole brand. I think it's a brilliant idea. I think Zach just has to get some good Finnish drivers from Finland to race there.
Who are we nominating for the seat, or am I looking at one right now? Well, I was going to say, Zach, talking about next year's reunion, when we come back next year, there will have been the return of IndyCar here. When we come back next year for the reunion, we'll be about a month away from IndyCar coming back, where Aero, McLaren, SP will be competing. Just saying, of the things we might bring for this young man to drive during the reunion, current IndyCar would be a fun thing to throw at him too, planning an idea. I mean, if you had to, would you mind climbing into... You, yes.
No.
Oh, come on. All right,
it's too fast for me.
Too fast. I don't know who you're talking to here. All right, last question for you guys. So we're still a little about a day away from the event being over. What comes to mind when you think about leaving this event each year? I know for me, it's replenishing. If you've had a busy year racing all kinds of stuff, to me, this always feels like a weekend where you can take a deep breath, recharge the soul. Does it have a similar effect for you? How do you leave here? What do you feel like? Other than sexy.
I'll let Mika go first.
Yeah, first of all, every time when I come here, I meet new people, people who are friends of the McLaren, and you can see the McLaren is a big big family. People really enjoy. McLaren really takes care of them. So we always have a great fun. And in this event, it's yes, of course, motor racing is a massive part of the whole thing. That's what it's all about. It's about the business. But I feel that way. The fun part is the most important. And wherever I go in Monterey, I can see people having a great fun, really, really good fun. So it's always the pleasure to come here, and that's for Zach giving me always opportunity to drive a different historical cars, which has done a great results in motor racing. So it gives me a great experience. So it's really fantastic to come here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I love this event. Some good exercise. I don't exercise enough, as you can tell. So, I feel, I come away with a lot of energy, eager for the second part of the Formula One season. I'm always excited to show up to McLaren. There's never a day where I show up and feel like I don't want to go to work. So, you miss it after not being there for a couple weeks. And then, you go away in a good place, meeting lots of new people and mingling with your partners, and just great to carry the McLaren brand like we do these couple weeks, and look forward to it again next year.
Thanks so much for stopping by, guys.
Thanks
for having us.